We're going. Somebody will join on a thirsty Thursday, featuring the man that did not have the ability to show up on a Wednesday, but here he is now, live from Brooklyn, New York. We got Mancl Kormoroff.
Always great to be here, Eric.
And thank you, sir. Thomas Mel 75. Soon, I hope he said so. Soon to be joined by Tyler.
There he
is. Tyler Mancl from Seattle, Washington, by way of the great state of Wisconsin. Hello, Tyler. Hi.
I'm just plugging in my phone right now. I'll be with you guys in just a minute.
No problem, Tyler. Good to hear you.
All right. I'm getting my price of the beer out on the receipt. Kind of wanted to, even though I didn't really write it in the title or in the description, kind of wanted to see what local beers maybe people can bring on a Thirsty Thursday. There's my random topic that's still pretty open-ended for y'all. So, yeah, let's see what Mancl Kormoroff decided to bring as a local beer.
This is called 6 Point Stun Gun, and it's a 6% sour India Pale Ale with mango and pineapple puree.
A sour pale ale.
And on the back it says pew pew pew, P-E-W, and I think there's the pew might be like shooting a gun, stun gun, and it's hopped with Mosaic and Idaho 7 hops.
Hey, look who shows up, Jay Dario.
Hey Jay,
what's up? Just getting this shindig started.
I can show Jay. Jay, you saw the stun gun from 6 Point. That's my local beer.
Yeah, I feel embarrassed because I don't have a local beer.
That's all right.
Whatever it is, it is.
Yeah, what are you bringing today?
I'm embarrassed to talk about it. I'll just watch. I'll try to act like I'm not drinking anything. How about that?
Okay, you must. All right, Tyler's getting ready on his channel.
What up?
Here's Tyler now. All right, Tyler.
What up, homeboy? What up, homeboy?
You're muted, Tyler. Oh, there you go.
There
All
we
right.
go.
Tyler, Seattle, Washington. What great, crazy local Washington beer do you have this evening?
Mancl looks like he has a pretty good one there. I have something from Urban Family Brewing Company, and this is their Sacred Arrow. It's an imperial sour ale with raspberries.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, raspberry.
It comes in at 8% ABV.
8%. Ooh.
An 8% sour beer. That sounds very unique. All right.
Post a photo on Alcohol Legs chat.
Have you had that beer before, Tyler?
No, I've never heard of it until today.
Okay. Well, I am looking forward to hearing about that. That sounds all kinds of interesting. The beer that I'm bringing today is from a newer brewery. I don't think that they've been around all that long. They may have just even started opening their doors in late 2018. This is from the Canned Heat Craft Beer Company. They're out of Fall River, Massachusetts, which is on the south coast of Massachusetts, over by New Bedford and on the way to the Narragansett Bay area over Rhode Island. It's actually off of Narragansett Bay, Fall River, Massachusetts. So this canned heat beer is called What Up, Homeboy? There you go. It is a New England Pale Ale. This one is 6.4% alcohol by volume. And true to fashion, they don't want to tell me IBUs on a New England style hoppy beer. Nope.
You notice that's becoming more common these days?
I just don't know if people don't really care about that as much at the breweries, or if they're trying to make the point that they're not actually trying to be the most hoppy forward beers out there in the world.
Jay,
Yeah,
what's the ABV on the Bud Ice?
Oh, you caught me, huh?
Isn't it 5.9?
I have to give you an entry just because you're here.
5.5.
Okay.
Bud Ice.
And it's draft beer. It's not pasteurized, so it's packaged draft.
So as we do on this channel, and I usually forget, I'm going to try to remember this now, is to go over a little bit of the history of each person with their beer and the beer company, and then get right into hearing about all these wonderful beers. I know we've heard about Mancl going to 6 Point, getting all these great beers, but explain this particular beer that you have in front of you from 6 Point, how that
okay. Okay, this beer was originally one of their earlier beers last year, and then it was re-released in March. It's a similar formulation, but they've made some tweaks. Okay. And as I said at the beginning, it's mango and pineapple puree, and it's gonna. I think I had the old one. This is the first time I'm having the new formulation, but it's going to be a sour IPA, and that's how they're describing it. 6 Point, like I was telling Eric earlier, is less than 2 miles from my house, where the site of the brewery is that does these new releases, but all the ones that go for wherever they ship the beer is out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, interesting.
Memphis.
So what is so what is your history, Tyler, with the beer that you're drinking and the brewery? Explain the name of that brewery again and your history with that brewery. And
Urban Family Brewing Company. It's in West Seattle, so it's very far west part of Seattle, and it's a new brewery that specializes in sour ales. It's very expensive, so it's definitely a high class place. The bottle like this is about $11, and I'm really impressed. Everything I've had was very fine tuned. And they also do IPAs. That's if they break into something else. IPAs, sometimes stouts. So it's a nice little brewery. They actually did a collaboration with Reuben's Brewers, which is one of my favorite breweries around here. And that was an amazing New England style IPA that they collaborated with. So I have high hopes for this one.
And my history, as you know, this is a brand new brewery, pretty much the canned heat brewing company, if it wants to focus. I have not had anything out of this brewery yet. And I actually was surprised when I went to a local beer store, went to a local liquor store where I can do mix the sixes. They actually had some of their beers in this one, so I knew I had to grab that up. I had first heard about them through, if you go to breweries, you get those brewery and beer newspaper kind of looking things. That's how I discovered them. So I'm looking forward to this one. They say it's got Citra and Mosaic hops, and it's a pale ale, not necessarily a IPA. So I'm looking forward to trying this one. Here it is in the glass so far. And Jay, just remind all the folks your history with the Bud Ice.
So you have a PA, but not an IPA.
Yes, sir.
And then Tyler has the only bottled beer tonight. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, Jay. Or should I say Ronald?
Huh? Or Ronald J. I changed my...
Ronald J. What do you say? It's Ronald J.
Hey. And I want to wish Mancl, I hope he had a good anniversary. I was very impressed with that photo. It was so nice.
Had a good time.
Excellent.
I love that view. You know, you see the river and then the city behind it. I was saying, wow, that's really something. I have a street with some houses behind it. All right, now, well, it was introduced in 1994. It's a 5.5% alcohol. It's an ice beer, but the thing that distinguishes Bud Ice from other ones is that it's not pasteurized like most mass-produced beers, you know. It's cold filtered, and it's sold in cans, bottles, and you might find it on draft from time to time, but the cans and bottles are packaged draft, you know, so it will give some people a screaming headache because, you know, some people can't tolerate non-pasteurized beer, and it actually will impact their gastrointestinal tract, but it doesn't bother me a bit, and I think it's really good for a mass-produced beer, but that's it. It's made with corn and rice adjunct. And it's low calorie.
Stun gun, 6 point. Pew, pew, pew. Let's hear about that crazy beer.
Okay, so as I said earlier, and I'll reiterate it, it's made with Mosaic and Idaho 7 hops. It's 6% alcohol. And here's a look at it in the glass. So it's hazy, kind of light orange color. And the head is a thin white head, which was a little bit higher when it started, but I'm getting, it's giving you good lacing on the side of the glass. And it, as you maneuver the glass, the lacing does come back.
Here comes the police.
I'll give you the nose on it. The nose is very tropical, as they're intending, and I really cannot pick out either the pineapple or the mango. To me, it's a general tropical kind of nose. It has pineapple puree. Maybe you can get in the background a little bit of the specific pineapple. Let me see. Yeah, I guess I can pick up a little bit of the pineapple in the background, and maybe a little bit of the mango too. But it very pleasant looking beer. Do you want me to sip it and give you a read? Cheers.
It looks like pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Okay. The taste follows the nose, but it has kind of a tart sour to it when the first taste you get. So this is definitely, you can tell this is a sour beer. I'm not really getting any of the specific hop taste in it, but again, this is a kind of like a New England style, so this could be another one of those 0 IBU things where it doesn't have any bitterness at all. But the tropical notes are really carrying this.
Did you get a good price for it at the?
These are all ones that are released at the brewery where you order them on a Monday and pick them up on a Saturday. This was canned on the 22nd of March, so it's less than a month old. Picked it up like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
It's very good. They generally go anywhere from $3 for a 12-ounce can up. Some of their more intense stouts can be $4 a can. But
recommend visitors to Brooklyn to visit that brewery?
Yes, but you'd have to know in advance you're going, or be there on a Monday so you could order and be there the whole week, because you have to pick it up on Saturday, which means it's mainly for the local people.
Oh, okay.
But you might be, if you wanted to have a brewery tour, you would contact them. They would probably be willing to accommodate you.
Okay.
So I am happy with my preliminary thoughts on this one. I'll get back to you with a rating.
All right.
There's your pew 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 if you want to see it on the side. Let's see where the pew pew pew, where the pew 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 is on the side, like a gunshot.
All right. Cool. I do want to hear from Tyler here. He's got this interesting sounding Imperial Sour, local to him. Let's hear all about that, Tyler.
All right. Well, it's definitely, the appearance-wise, it's going to be exactly how you think it would be. It looks just like same color raspberry is, very natural color. It smells a lot like jam, raspberry jam.
All right.
That's spot on, actually. So it's very sweet on the smell, but it's very clean aroma. And actually, for a sour beer, you can see the head. It's got a little thin head there, sticking around. So, this beer is excellent. It's not too sour, but it is a little sour. It's so clean tasting and natural tasting. I would highly recommend it, and it's great. It's just so clean.
Tyler, do you think that beer would pair well with, like, maybe taking a spoonful of natural organic peanut butter and eating it?
Whoa.
Yes, most likely. I was thinking, yeah, it's more of a dessert beer, but yeah, you probably would.
HWG, Happiness Without Guilt, says, don't forget the thumbs. Yes, thumbs this video up. Ding, 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 ding. Go recommend all your friends. to Louisiana Beer Reviews. If you haven't, go recommend your friends to Thomas Metal 75. That is channel name. Masters Beer Reviews channel, YouTube. Tyler, I don't know if he's doing things anymore, but go look for him on all of our channels and look for Michael Kormoroff and all of you. We're doing great. So what else can you tell us about that beer, or are you gonna sit back and think about where your score is gonna be?
Yeah, it's extra smooth. I will think about the score.
All right.
It's gonna be a high one though.
I've had a couple of sips of mine. It is called What Up, Homeboy? There you go. What up, homeboy? New England Pale Ale, 6.4% from Canned Heat Brewery in Fall River, Massachusetts. Here's what it looks like. And they're saying on the can a bunch of different things. They're saying it's a mellow, hazy pale ale. A mellow, hazy pale ale with pillow soft mouthfeel. Citra, mosaic. Hops play a subtle background role for a change. Drink it fresh, and thank you for drinking our beer. Canned Heat head brewer, Matt Ellis. There is no date on the particular can that I have. I don't know if maybe they have a little sticker on the plastic that surrounds the 4-pack when you buy the 4-packs. But here's what you got in the look and the appearance. It's definitely more of an orangey look in person. On camera, obviously, you're getting that lemony sort of yellow, almost that orangey look, but it is as hazy to me as it is to you, with that nice bright white head with a good, decent amount of lacing. When I poured the beer, it almost kind of created a dome shape, so it was very pillowy, the head, definitely. The beer's aroma has a lot of lemony notes, has a lot of grapefruit and pineapple. Definitely a sweet bready malt. There is a little bit of a spicy hop zing to it. I mean, it just has a really nice, clean, watery smell, maybe. Clean water smell, not watery smell. And maybe a touch of a bubble gummy, yeasty fruit smoothie thing, I guess. I'm going to call that a bubble gummy kind of a yeast strain. And maybe a little bit of a Pilsner-y kind of wheaty, maybe more, not Pilsner malt. Maybe like a wheat malt is also in there too, or I think it's wheat malt. It's not quite as oaty, grainy as some of those IPAs and pale ales from New England can be. So, yeah, cheers. What up?
Cheers. Enjoy.
AKA, get on with it, stupid. Yes, here we go. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like. Yeah, all those things are definitely in there. There's more of the orangey grapefruit. There's more of the fleshy kind of a grapefruit with some orange in there. Definitely, and still getting that wheat malt element in there. Definitely still getting that bubble gummy yeast kind of component, but it's very light. Definitely sweet bready malt. Definitely has the juice quality that you're looking for sure.
What's the ABV again?
6.4. So it is, for me, it's drinking on the straight up medium towards a little bit light, but medium. Crisp, clean, very clean, pretty dry, not cotton mouth, ultra refreshing. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The hop oils are minimally there. There's a little bit of it as it dries. You can kind of feel the oiliness to the hops, but in general, this is not a very oily, resinous style beer. I would have to guess somewhere in the 40s at the absolute most in IBUs. Maybe, I'm going to say between 35 and 37 maybe IBUs. It's not really that heavy. It's really doing what New England IPAs do really well, because it's showcasing what the different flavors that you can pull out of hops in the brewing process, how different flavors can come out than just plain old bitterness. So not like the world's most crazy cut your head off IP or a pale ale from New England, but very refreshing, very good take on the style. And the beer was, I'm looking for it. I'm still looking for it. Why isn't it? Oh, here it is. $4.49 for a single can. So a little tiny bit cheaper, if that makes sense to people, than a lot of other New England style hoppy beers. So far, pretty good, but nothing like entirely earth-shattering. But very nice beer right now. Yeah.
Not too cheap though.
No, not too cheap at all. Some of this style of beer can just be a lot of money to acquire, even the 4-packs and bomber bottles like Tyler's got. So, yeah, so far so good. I do want to hear the thoughts today on Bud Ice from Jay Terrio. Yeah.
Okay, well, before people start to think that I'm some kind of macro beer fanatic, I want to say, people like you, I want to say that I did, and I have evidence to this effect, I did review 2 craft beers today, and I already posted one video. I reviewed Bluff City Blonde Ale from Natchez, Mississippi, 4.5% alcohol. And I reviewed Push Up India Pale Ale, 9% double IPA, 9% from Natchez Brewing Company, to be posted tomorrow, both today. So, I mean, you know, there's some balance in my life. Some. Now, going back to this. And one more thing, Michael. Six Point Brewing is not as micro as people may first believe, because I was doing a little research while you were talking, and 6 Point Brewing is part of what is called Artisanal Brewing Ventures, who owns these following brewing companies: Southern Tier, Victory, and 6 Point. So
I am aware, but this has been a recent development. They've been in business since 2004, and this change happened in late 2018.
And I'm not saying that as a negative connotation at all. I'm just saying that a lot of people are not aware that their local microbrewery is owned by out-of-state interests. You know, but I know Michael looks at things in a reasonable way.
No, we found out in a weird way. We were at the brewery at one of these releases, and the person who's in charge of their distribution came up to us, and we know him too. And we said, "How's Shane?" And Shane was the president. He said, "Shane is no longer associated with the company." I said, "What do you mean?" "We've been taken over by Artisanal Ventures, and Shane decided, I guess, to take the cash because he was the president of the company, so he was able to take his share of the company out. They gave him a cash buyout, and he has no feedback into the company now at all. It's tied in with these other 2 companies in this 3 brewery conglomerate, and supposedly it's going to help their distribution because now they're going to have more capital to work with."
And Michael, would you, if you were the guy, would you take the cash or would you not take the cash?
I would take the cash, because in that deal you must have to sign something about your future ventures. But whatever it is, if you did want to make another beer venture, you obviously could. You know, you wouldn't be restricted to say, "Now I'm retiring and going out of the beer business." He would have some restrictions, because you do in any contract. But whatever it is, I'm sure he had a lawyer and they protected his interest as well.
And you don't find that the beer has deteriorated to any extent?
No, I'm sure the levels will be kept up, because they realize they spent this money and they want to maintain a good product.
Right. Why destroy the goose that laid the golden egg, right?
We had a better relationship with Shane than we do with this other guy. So from a personal standpoint, it was a negative development. But at least he's friendly so far. He gave us a can of beer that we weren't able to get, came over, gave it to us, and that was a positive thing. But he realizes that we still like the company, you know, for what it is, and we have no reason not to support it. I mean, until somebody shows you a change in it, we're completely on board with supporting them.
No, I just think
that's a comment.
I was going to say, I think as long as they're not doing anything to influence the public's personal opinion on the fact that they have some backing by some major corporation, as long as they're still doing, and as long as they're still doing the same exact thing and they're coming off in the same exact way towards your local community, I think that's really all that matters to people. And I think that's what you're kind of what you're coming off as. That's how you're coming off, Michael, as it still feels pretty much like the same place you've always been to anyways, which is nice.
Yeah, and it's a common practice in the food and beverage industry for one company to buy out another. It's also a common practice to do contract brewing, like Michael often talks about Memphis, Tennessee. Well, people in the know, they realize Memphis, Tennessee is city brewing. It's a huge contract brewer, but that brewery's been there for decades, and they just give them a recipe. It's an algorithm. They say, here's the beer we want, here's the parameters, the specifications. They say, okay, fine. They do it, and it's as long as it matches what they want. Like, why would anybody complain about it, right?
And where Memphis, Tennessee is located, it's in a good geographical area for shipping it to all their locations too. They're originally in Pennsylvania, in the Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania area. And since they've gotten more Western and more Southern distribution, it almost makes more sense to be in Memphis, because then they can just ship the beer right from there.
Right, and that means it might show up in my area, and then I can do some reviews of it.
It's certainly possible. He told me Atlanta, where John lives, is an area that they were thinking of looking into getting involved.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Okay, I'm sorry, Eric. I get all interested in all that. I get interested in the beer business.
Yeah,
right.
A little bit what we're talking about today when it comes to these local beers. It's what's local to you, and hopefully, and that's what it sounds like. It's still 6 point for how Michael is doing it. It still has the real local hometown kind of feel to it, even if they do have a whole different entity of that brewery that does more of the industrialized, in quotation marks, brewing. They still are doing really high end and exclusive things to the people in their area, and they seem like they're still pretty proud to be a part of the area that you're in. So that's cool, Michael.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for City Brewing in Memphis, Tennessee, Dixie Brewing might be out of business by now. So they kept a local quasi craft beer company going. Dixie Brewing put a post on Facebook today, said our brewery's under construction, and they showed some photos, and I was very interested. All right, but anyway, all right. So Bud Ice is been around 25 years, the 25th anniversary, interestingly, and it's pretty cheap here. I can get a 6-pack of these tall cans for about $4.28.
Shit.
True story. It's only 121 calories, so it's a kind of a strange beer. It's 5.5% alcohol, so if you drink 2 cans of this, everybody's going to know you've been drinking. But on the other hand, it's only 121 calories. That's kind of low, right? For a 5.5, 121 calories. And it's made with a mishmash of barley malt, malt extract, hops, hop extract, rice, corn. I mean, they're throwing in everything, all these industrial agri products. But for a mass-produced agribusiness product, yeah, it's pretty good, and it's really popular in Louisiana. I don't know why. They have if you go to some parts west of New Orleans, right, they have entire coolers full of Bud Ice of every kind of configuration. Clear bottles, brown bottles, cans of all sizes. So, it may be rare in your area, but it's ubiquitous here. So I enjoy it. It's a mass-produced item. We all know how that kind of plays out.
Certainly. But I suppose it's a local beer to people in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, it's local to everybody in America.
By local beers, we mean, can you go and buy at your local store? It's a local beer now.
Yeah, you kind of caught me off guard with that. That's why I didn't want to join. I was just going to say, no, I better not join, because I didn't have any local beers on hand, but you wanted me to join, so I appreciate it. But I felt it.
We're good with that. I do want to go back to Tyler here and talk about his local beer scene and this brewery that he's drinking the beer from in your local. Talk about a little bit of your local beer scene since you've come into Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, so I was surprised right off the bat how many New England style IPAs that I did see out here. It's pretty popular. Every microbrewery is doing it out here. and I'm sure that's pretty common across the country. You know,
Yes.
per capita, I mean, I think Seattle has the most breweries in the country. I'm not sure. I think Chicago might be number one, but because they have a lot too. But I think Seattle actually might be number one. So there's a lot here. It's almost overwhelming, and for me, like the ones that I'm going to go to and keep going back to are the ones that do innovative styles, that do have sour beers. Also have the New England style IPAs. Those two are big. If you got those two on the menu, it's probably going to get me in your door. And of course, I love all the traditional style twos. You know, I drink a Pilsner, you know, quite often. But those styles are just kind of like, to me, is what I look for in these local breweries. It shows that they're doing innovative stuff.
Right.
Tyler, I visited Seattle 13 years ago. I bet a lot has changed in 13 years.
Yeah, I would think so.
Is that beer expensive that you bought?
Oh yeah, this is $11 for this bomber.
Oh.
Jay wants to buy 50 beers at 20 cents each. Come on now.
Eric?
Oh.
Yeah, we are friends anymore.
We are certainly friends forever. Forever. And soon, our great friend Friar Tuck may be joining us. I gave him the link. He may be joining.
Boy, that would be something. That would, even though you're a friend of me now,
I'm not a friend of me.
That would be something to pull off if you could get Friar Tuck on here.
He said send him a link, so I did on Facebook.
And you know, where is beer reviewing under influence?
Canada, literally and figuratively.
That's
actually Jordan all the time. He
contacts me privately all the time, you know.
I don't know if he does YouTube anymore, but Tyler, not Tyler, you're already Jordan, if you're here and you're up there in the north, get on a video sometime. Come on.
Eric, I have a tech question for you. How come I don't have access to writing comments today? Normally there's a screen on the right where you can write comments. It's not on my screen. Is there a reason?
You gotta click that little script thing on the left. There's like a little blue box.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Oh, yep. The guru.
Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's my chat box screen. Okay, I got it.
There you go. Mancl Kormoroff is specifically speaking to writing group chats within our physical face or physical Google Hangouts, and not the comments from YouTube itself.
Are you getting any comments from YouTube itself now or not?
Yeah, we have a bunch of YouTubers watching. I actually figured out how to tell you all who's on this thing now. So we have Friar Tuck. We got Gabriel Solaya. I've sent you links numerous.
How come Gabriel hasn't been joining us? He said he had a beer.
Right.
Time out, everybody. Gabriel, if you're listening, I've sent you multiple links on Facebook and Google Hangouts. I sent you a personal message. You said PM you. I personally messaged you on YouTube with this link. Where are you at? Ronnie S is watching, and I'm your host.
Right. You are the host.
I actually was gonna have Mancl Kormoroff. I was actually gonna host this on my channel and actually have Mancl Kormoroff play the host of like Pat Sajak or Alex Trebek, and he was gonna take over the show tonight, but he did not feel comfortable with that opportunity. So maybe we can try that some other time when you feel comfortable.
I'd be up for it.
I say that because he really wanted to join yesterday and couldn't, and wanted to do something today. So I say could have been the Mancl Kormoroff show on Masters.
Okay.
Do it sometime. But how is that beer? How is that beer really treating you?
I am enjoying it, and what I didn't mention before, it has a nice dry finish. So when the final taste you're getting is of dryness, which a nice dryness. As you see, I've almost completed it. It's very easy drinking at 6%, and I wouldn't even call this a pucker sour. I would call this a tart sour. It's not sour enough where I'm puckering. It's a tropical sour, but it is sour. And tart is a nice taste too. I like it. Very good.
Do you have any kind of a number rating or a letter for that?
I'm going to give it a 94, which is my highest A- possible, bordering on an A, I guess. It's actually an A. 94 for me is an A. So it's an A.
Anything that could be improved about that beer at a 94?
I actually feel that these New England IPAs can have some IBUs. They're choosing not to want to do that. I think if they have a little bit of bitterness, the bitterness serves the beer. But I don't know, with the sour, maybe not so much. I guess it depends. But when they do the zero thing, which is less than a half a point of bitterness, maybe sometimes they come too far. It'd be kind of cool if they had 5 IBUs, 10 IBUs, just a little hint of mild bitterness might help a beer like this. But if you notice, when I do come on with these 6-point beers that are zero, it makes up most of their New England style that they do. So this former Trillium brewer who's there now in charge must like to be able to say zero.
Eric Buckley, yes. Eric Backstabley.
What do you think the chances? What are the chances that Lee Russell will join? I'd be willing to pay $1,000 too. But what are the chances?
Lee Russell. I don't know.
We'll even accept him if he joins in an alter ego, right? He doesn't even have to be Lee Russell.
I definitely wouldn't not have Lee Russell on the channel. Definitely, if things just got a little too weird and strange, and it was just going off the rails with Lee Russell, yeah, he would get booted so fast. But I don't think that I'm just going to say this quickly, and then we'll get on with the damn story of our beers. Just quickly, which is, I don't think any of us personally, physically, in all reality, have any problems with this person. Lee Russell, you just come off as a really strange dude that just likes to stir up the pot just so that you keep your name relevant, or at least you're stirring the pot up so that, just Canadians can beer review. Well, everybody is drinking a beer, having a good time. If you want to join in on just a plain old good time that's really not meant to be confrontational, sure. If confrontation is your middle name, I feel bad for you. You must have really weird friends in low places if you love confrontation. That's my story. Join us if you want. We're open if you're gonna be cool. Yeah. Silence. Crickets. Tyler, did you rate your beer yet?
No, but I could do that.
Get back to Tyler on that one. Cool. Sorry about that.
I mean, just my prediction: if Lee Russell were to join this channel, it would probably escalate out of control very quickly, and he would be removed within 10 seconds. That's just my prediction there. Anyways, this beer, I say beer, but you have to realize it's very one-dimensional, just raspberries, okay? And with that being said, within the style of sour, imperial sour ale with raspberries added, I mean, you really, you could probably not do better than this. I thought about being a beer snob and giving it, a tough rating, but really there's nothing wrong with it other than it just being kind of one-dimensional. But it's great for what it is. I have to give it like a 98 out of 100.
That is a high rating right there.
It's so clean tasting, and I really can't find really much wrong with it.
Okay. Interesting sounding beer there, Tyler. Okay. I've been sipping on some What Up Homeboy by Can't Heat Brewing Company, Fall River, Mass. New England Pale Ale. 6.4% alcohol by volume. I think this is a very good beer. I think they're doing this style pretty well. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it. Now, drinking a pale ale versus an IPA, or certainly versus a double imperial style IPA, or even a triple. I mean, you're getting crazy in IPAs lately. It's just not as big and bold in that department, but it is very good. It doesn't have a lot of oiliness. It doesn't have a huge amount of dankness. It's got a really dry mouthfeel and a really easy drinkability on the light side of medium. So, I mean, for me, it's not like it's knocking my socks off going, wow, holy crap. But if I gave it,
Yeah.
If I gave it my favorite rating of an 88 out of 100, that would be perfectly acceptable. It's just not, again, it's just not as ripe herbaceous hops, and it just is not as like in your face with the dank oils and those kind of things. But every now and then, that's perfectly acceptable. And that makes me want to try something that's legitimately labeled and brewed as IPA or double IPA to see how the hops and flavors progress up the scale of the pale ale in the lineage of pale ale things. So far, I am good with this brewery.
So that's a B+.
That's a high B+ in my book.
Okay.
No complaints. I mean, again, $4.49 is a little pricey for a beer.
Yeah.
When you're getting to this style of beer with their Citra and Mosaic hops, I think it's manageable from time to time for that style of beer. So I'm liking that pretty good. We have Joseph Pezmato. He's from Danvers. That must be Massachusetts. Hello, Joseph. Thanks for watching. I don't know if you're watching any of the comments here, Michael Kormoroff.
I'm watching just our inner comments from the group of 4.
Okay. So Craig Swenson has joined us a little while ago. He says he had a few Labatt Blues. Now a couple of small glasses of Cuddy Sark.
Oh, blended Scotch whiskey.
He says he likes
watch it.
Related.
Watch out.
Yeah, thanks. Cuddy Sark. Yes, Jay, go. Ooh. You got a comment?
I'm not going to talk about Cuddy Sark, but the Bud Ice.
Yeah.
Okay, look.
Yeah.
It's kind of a confounding thing, you know, when you do the craft beers. Like, I would like to try the one from Seattle, and then the ones y'all did. I don't know if I would like a 0 IBU beer. I think I would just do some like long rant and rave, and then it would be all kind of controversy, you know. But the Bud Ice, well, I mean, we have to look at these things in perspective. I am drinking something that's $4.28 plus tax for a whole 6-pack. So, I mean, I realize the realm in which I walk. You know what I mean? Like, I know what trail I'm walking on. So I'm not totally like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm driving a Chevy Cavalier. I'm not driving a Mercedes Benz.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying. But it's fine. It's for a mass-produced, inexpensive, multiplicity adjunct lager. It's you could say a multi-grain beer, corn, rice, and barley. Multi-grain. So for a multi-grain beer with low calories, yeah, I mean, it's all right. I mean, I would drink it. I've been drinking it for 23 years. I don't see anything changing. I would score it let's see, multi-grain, strong lager beer, low calorie. One more sip.
You got a few more sips, but I know what you mean.
You weren't so full of hate.
I hate Bud Ice. Oh boy. There's too much time in the world. There's too little time in the world to freaking hate it.
I would say that it's a 91 out of 100.
Yeah. How does it compare to my favorite ice beer, the Molson Ice?
You know, Molson Ice tasted kind of funny to me, kind of off flavored, because unfortunately, the Molson Ice beers that I got were from Rochester, New York. And I don't know about that brewery. I think they cut corners over there. I mean, there were some suspicious things over there. Like when when my former partner and I went there on the tour, if you want to call it a tour, because it wasn't really a tour, they don't let you see the inner workings of the brewery. They show you this little showcase brewery, which to me, I just was disgusted with that.
Been there, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I want to see what really goes on, and I think they're cutting corners over there. Like, why would a Labatt Blue from Canada, you know, the real Labatt Blue tastes so good, and then you try some of these Labatt variants from New York, and they're so inferior. Like what's happening over there? Why are they cutting corners? So I don't know. I'm very I've had a lot of angst about that brewery. So
you know, it's really funny because Jay, I used to love Labatt Blue for a while, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to revisit it, and I just tasted an off flavor with Labatt Blue, and so it kind of has a weird impression on me. But we never discussed this, so it's interesting hearing that. I wonder if that came from Rochester.
Right. When I drank, I'm glad we're kind of connecting on that, because when I drank the Labatt from Canada, they never taste off. There's never this like strange thing about that the beer. I can't put my finger on it, but when I had the Labatt Blue Light or the Labatt Ice, I don't care what it is from Rochester, there's something not right with it. And it's the same thing with even Molson. Now, of course, Molson, I think Molson has better quality control. So even if you get the Molson beers that are made from Denver, Golden, Colorado, they're pretty good, you know. But man, oh man, I'm glad Tyler said that, because I know I'm not the only one. There's just something aberrant about it. There's like an aberration about it. Now, the Bud Ice is fine. There's nothing aberrant about it. Now, is it basic and non-inspiring? Yeah, you don't drink this and get inspired. You drink this and say, "Well, I'm having trouble talking a little bit," you know. But you're not saying, "Oh, something's wrong with this." Like, what's off about it? You know what I'm saying?
I wish Bud Ice was a little more available. It's kind of like that hidden, you know, gas station beer where not every gas station has it, but some will. And grocery stores do not carry it around here. It's kind of just like a rare kind of product.
But yeah, but you know how beer goes. If you came to Louisiana, you would think you were in Bud Ice heaven or hell, depending on how you looked at it.
I like Bud Ice, though. I agree. It's not bad.
Yeah, and it's funny, if you drink enough regular beer, like a lot, you got to drink it a lot. You can't just drink it occasionally. You got to drink it like constantly. If you drink enough regular beer constantly, you can pick up on any kind of little aberration. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just presents itself, like you say, wait a minute, something's wrong. And I've noticed that with the whiskey. Like, I've been doing this little program, if you want to call it a program. And so I do these taste challenges, these Dawn Busters, and I say, oh, wait, something's not right. And you can just detect it. Now, I don't know how that helps mankind or the world, but at least I can detect aberrations.
Guess who's here? It's Gabriel Salaya.
Oh,
Hey, he figured it out. Yeah, he's in.
It's on now.
Yeah,
it's on now.
Gabriel actually has considered for him a local beer.
Ooh. Hey, Gabriel.
Hey, Gabriel, long time no see.
Gotcha. We found it. We got it working. Sweet. He's got the 4 Peaks. That's local to Gabriel.
Which I can't get.
What you got from them, Gabriel? That is called the Hop Knot, as in a knot tying, IPA.
Uh-oh.
Right.
It looks good.
What does that say? 6.7% ABV. You want to pour that into a glass and physically speak to us and let us know what you're getting in this interesting sounding beer. It is from Tempe, Arizona. And am I mistaken or am I correct, Jay, that this is Anheuser-Busch beer now?
Oh, well, I mean, they're buying out a brewery every 20 minutes, so I can't keep up.
Yes.
Oh. Michael Kormoroff, is this one of your favorite times when we're doing the bathroom reviews with Gabriel?
Yes, Gabriel, these shots they bring back memories.
Ooh.
Right.
What?
The first time we met Gabriel.
Was in a bathroom. Oh.
Yeah, me and Gabriel met in the bathroom at a. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Jay.
Virtually met.
Then we got arrested. All right.
Gabriel, you gonna pour beer into a glass so you can give us a few of the pluses, minuses, and other good things about Four Peaks?
He's about to pour it down the drain. Don't do it.
No, don't do it.
Man's going crazy.
Man, what's going on?
All right, Gabriel.
Tyler,
Put that camera somewhere.
you're the closest geographically to Gabriel now. You know that?
Yeah. Yep.
Cheers to.
I bet. I know James around pretty close though too, huh?
Actually, Jay, you're the second closest. I think Seattle's probably closest.
Yeah, I'm probably the. Yeah, right. Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, Gabriel, we're ready.
Gabe.
Straight can. All right, let's go.
Tomorrow morning starts.
There's Gabriel's stock shot.
There he is. The man, myth, the legend. All right.
He looks so macho. He looks macho in that stock shot.
Yeah, he does. Craig Swenson says, still waiting for Gabe's ASMR beer review channel.
That's the next one that's coming.
Right. My channel is basically built upon that whole concept.
All right, Gabriel, you ready?
Ready.
Did he say maybe?
Gabe.
Maybe?
This is a beer review channel, Gabe. We need your beer review stat. 5.
He's back on screen. There's his beer. I can see it.
All right.
There we go.
Bubbly.
Orange color.
Okay, orange.
The bubbles. Soapy. Foam.
Other attributes.
Soapy foam.
ASMR. Yes, sir.
Gabriel, what does it smell like?
Piney.
Pine. Okay.
Piney. Hoppy.
Okay.
Hop knot.
It smells like a hop nut. This smells like hop nut.
I feel so relaxed. I'm like going into a trance.
These hop nuts.
What does it taste like, Gabriel? Does it have a nice taste?
Jesus Christ.
He's checking the date.
Checking it. Twice. No date.
I already did.
All right. Cheers, Gabriel.
Cheers, Gabriel. Take a sip.
There
Let
it
us
is.
know what it tastes like.
Yeah. He says now.
Fresh by May 9th.
Okay. good.
Hey, yeah.
Cool. That's good.
So 25 days.
All right. You
Yeah.
good? What does it taste like?
He wants to chase that. He's angry.
I'm angry. I'm writing it down. I have a little bit of room. Gabriel's the last one on my page. I still have room for him.
All right.
Erica.
Sweet.
He's
Jay,
home.
hey, Gabriel, you have to come through. Jay's falling asleep, so come up quickly with your taste on this.
Oh man, no man, I'm in a trance. I want to go shopping at Scandinavia Furniture, man.
Okay.
Get over it.
Sweet.
It's sweet. Okay, that's a taste.
Sweet,
Pine.
yes, like sugar.
Hoppy.
Can you
pine.
taste the hops in it? Is it hot? Is it the hop tasting?
A little bit.
Has sort of a beer type flavor.
Yes.
What about bitterness? Is it bitter?
Not that much.
No
Not
way.
very bitter, he says. No.
Not very bitter. Okay.
Hey, Gabe, all kidding aside, is it expensive?
No. It's 209.
209, he said, for that can.
That is a bargain.
16 ounce.
That's a good price.
Ronnie S loves it. It tastes like a beer, he says. Beer.
He caught that.
I bought this Quick Trip.
Quick Trip?
Gas station.
All right.
Yeah, I miss Quick Trip.
Cheers to that.
Gabriel, how come you've been
Tornadoes.
so scarce on the channel lately? How come you haven't been coming on in person? Are you shy?
That's actually a good question. I was thinking the same thing.
I have nowhere to go.
Last month, why is Gabe not coming on these hangouts?
No beer,
busy?
right?
We knew he was around because he made comments on the. I'd see him on my iPhone.
Okay, Gabe, there you are. You're on the spot. You're in the spotlight. So here's your chance.
Craig Swenson says, Gabe 2020, make beer reviews great again.
Oh, that hurts me.
Gabriel, you getting any lasting finish on the beer? You getting an aftertaste or anything?
It's less piney than
It's
8%.
less piney on the finish. Okay.
That'd be a very clean tasting beer.
Yes.
All right.
It's less piney than a double IPA.
Okay.
That
8%.
Do you feel like it has a pretty good alcohol punch though?
It's okay.
It's okay.
moderate.
What I mean by that, like, does it have a pretty good malt body? Like it's a pretty alcoholic body, like a good body.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
6.7.
What would you rate that beer, Gabriel? If you had to rate it, what'd you do?
Over rating. What can I say? 85, maybe.
85 out of 100. We got
it. That's a B, right? A B bordering on a B plus.
Right.
Okay, I got it. I have a question for Tyler. Tyler's still there, right?
Yep.
Do you have access to a beer that I used to drink when I went to college called Rainier?
Hey, you know what? Guess what?
He actually has one. He has one.
You know what?
He's got
Rainier.
I have a whole 12-pack in my fridge right now. And,
because it's funny, that was the great beer from the Northwest. When I went to school in the Midwest in Minnesota, and we could always get Rainier, and it was a very good lager. It was a very good lager.
Yeah, I mean, it's very comparable to Hams, but it's even got more of a little bit of a lighter taste, I would say, just a tad bit lighter of a taste, and maybe a little bit more clean. It's good. It is good
because we could always get it in Minnesota. It was one of the country beers you could get from another part of the country.
Country beers.
When we went, and we always could get Grain Belt and Hams. They were the local beers in the Twin Cities at the time.
Yes.
What year did you graduate?
72.
Oh, okay. I
remember I'm in Oldster. You were probably still in high school at the time, but
no, I was 4 years old, but I remember that year.
Okay, but you are much younger. I just turned 68 in February, so you are much younger than me.
I wasn't a thought until 16 years later.
I liked 1972 because that was the first year we got a color television.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, Atari 2600 or whatever. Yeah.
Why are you such a hateful?
I love it. Wait a minute. No, I got this arcade machine back here. I love Atari.
Hey, did you hear they're putting Atari games in the new Tesla? And you can play while you're driving.
That's a bad idea. Well,
why not?
Bang out, bang out.
Why not? Why not? Everybody else is looking at their cell phone the whole time they're driving.
Jay, I'm going to be seeing Giant Space Monkey tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh man, I was talking to David. Michael, you're gonna hate what I'm about to tell you. You're gonna hate what I'm about to tell you.
Tell me, I can take it.
I gotta say it. I did this whole itinerary, and I swear I worked on it for an hour. A whole itinerary, hotels, where to park, where to go to cross the bridge. You know, the George Washington Bridge.
You mean you're gonna visit our pal there, our favorite James P?
Well, I don't know about that, but maybe because I'm kind of like, you know me, I'm kind of like laid back, but then he told me, no, I got a lot of expenses. Why don't we do something that doesn't cost as much? My daughter's about to graduate from high school. I can't afford that. And I was like, oh, so downtrodden. So I had to cancel all the reservations. I even had the reservations for the hotels, and I got really cheap rooms. We were going to go to Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, but
he let you down on the other trip too. You couldn't even go into Mexico because he didn't have his passport, so he let you down on that trip too.
Holy crap! What?
This is David Garlapede, Jay's friend, who will eventually come through. It just takes time,
I guess.
Well, we went to the actual border. We looked across the border, and he was saying, well, to be fair, the border guards, like these officials, these U.S. government guys, they said, well, you can cross the border if you want. You could probably come. They were saying, if you don't have a passport, you could still come back, but you might have a little trouble, but it'll probably be all right. And I was like,
I don't know about that. I would not do that. No.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
That's some bad advice from our government.
Yeah, you could have.
These are the government people telling us this. And he was like, let's do it. I was like, let's go. But then he was like, well, I do want to go do this other thing at noon. I was like, well, how are we going to go across the border and go to this other thing at noon? So luckily, the schedule did not permit us to cross the border to find out if we were going to have to go to prison. So
I agree with everybody else that it would have been a bad idea to go in there without a passport, especially the way things are going now. You never know. They might make an example of you and say, you may as well stay in Mexico for a while.
Yeah,
right.
Contract you and
see what's going on.
Years of Mexican beer reviews on YouTube. And then you can come back.
Jay, you have to become Mexican beer reviews till you can come back.
Right, like these guys are telling me they work for the government. They're saying it'll probably be okay. I'm like, probably be okay.
They're not trustworthy. If they're saying probably, you cannot afford to do it. It's not.
No.
And that's it.
Well, we did go to at least 100 feet from the border. I mean, look, we were literally on the border, like as close as you can get without crossing. But we got cold feet. But anyway.
What was the border like there? Was there a fence? Was there a wall? Was there just guards just standing there looking at you? What was the story? What was physically blocking you from going into Mexico?
Well, there's a river, first of all.
So you had to swim into Mexico if you wanted to go?
Mississippi River.
No, it's the Rio Grande River, but it's okay. The Mississippi does go.
The Mississippi River is in Mexico, said no one ever.
What? No, it's
or the Nile.
It's a river. It's a river, but it's very narrow. I mean, this river is like almost like a canal. It's very. You could swim across it. You could really walk across it almost. We're talking about maybe the deepest point is 10 feet, but that's doubtful.
So this was the border in Texas, right? So yeah. Where were you close to? What Texas city were you close to?
Oh, Brownsville, Laredo, Roma, those towns all along the border. Looks like from
Texas has a huge border with Mexico. It almost that whole southern part of the state has
right. Laredo, all the way to the very bottom.
Right.
And so we were literally on it. And there's a highway that runs like we saw the fence. There's a fence. It's literally a fence, not a wall. It's a fence. It's like a huge 12-foot iron or steel fence. You could never cross it. You get killed trying to cross it. I mean, you get killed. And it was literally behind people's backyards. Like we saw a house and somebody has a yard and like a swing set and maybe a garage. And then right behind their yard is this fence. So we were like fascinated by it. And so we just kept going along it. We were walking on it. We were touching it, climbing on it kind of. And then I said, let's go down to the river. And he was getting real paranoid. He was like, what are you talking about? I said, let's like walk to the water and go put our hands in the water. No. He was like, no. And they're watching us, they're watching, they're watching. But I didn't care. I was like, well, they can't arrest you for putting your hand in the water.
And the water is still, you're in the United States until you cross halfway across it anyway.
Right. So I was like,
stop you from touching the water. Now, if you started swimming in the water, they may not let you come back.
Right. So I was, maybe wanting to take risks more than he wanted to. But
did you have your passport with you? Because you do own a passport.
Sure, I have a passport, but he didn't. I didn't bring it since he didn't have it.
Okay, so you couldn't have gone in either then. Okay, that's smart.
It's right here.
Now I have one too. I was in Europe last summer. I had a passport. I still have it.
Yeah, you went on the big trip. I wanted to go to I wanted to go to Spanish Africa. Maybe I checked prices today, but it's $1,600 round trip from here to Spain. From here to Spain and back, round trip is $1,604. Now, whether that's
Spanish Africa?
Yeah, it's I guess I'm trying to think of the countries that are there.
Well, Eric, there's parts of Africa that Spain owns, and you can take a ferry
Right across.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Costs like the round trip, like I don't know, $70 round trip.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could come back and tell all y'all on beer reviews. Well, I went to Africa once and I was trying this Spanish beer, and it was really hoppy,
What, a Spanish Guinea?
Whatever, and I ate some Spanish beef and
Africa.
all right.
Jay, you talk about Westevelle 12, right? Which is a Belgian
Westletarian 12, right?
Westletarian 12.
Yeah.
Are you also aware there's another Belgian Trappist company called Mancl, WESTMAWLE?
Yes, and I've actually had some beers, and they're
You're here in the United States pretty easily, if you ask me.
When I was on my trip and I was in Bruges, Belgium, I happened to have this in my book. I wrote it up when I came back. I had a Westmalle Trappist triple, which I got for 1.39 euros, which was like $3, I guess, or $2.80, whatever. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was
very fruity.
It was fruity, and it was in the European 11.2 ounce bottle.
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with that. I've had a number of their beers, and they make fabulous products.
Right, and most of the Trappist beers that I did try while I was there were all very high quality, all world class. Got to try like 5 different, one that I went to, and then other ones that I just bought while I was there. It was all good.
Wait. I gotta get off because I have to go to work. But
Jay, before you go, are you willing to host Stout Sunday because John is with his family?
I'm willing, but I don't know if it'll happen. But if you guys can tolerate me saying it'll be a last minute thing,
that's fine. But the only other person I think who does this type, Eric, you have not been coming to Stout Sunday, so
no, not really.
I don't think Jeremy doesn't have a channel, so.
I think that the chances of it happening are growing.
Okay. So we'll keep in touch with you on Facebook and Messenger, and you'll let us know what's going on.
Right, but it's not a guarantee. But it's
we'll keep in touch. I know Jeremy is interested in doing it, and there are a few others who will if you decide to do it.
All right. Take care, Jay.
Last question.
Okay.
Is that a good trip airfare to Spain from New Orleans to Spain? Is that a good price? What was I telling y'all?
1604.
1640 or something.
Sounds like a good price.
14-hour trip.
Is it one stop or is it a non-stop flight?
Well, you fly to Dublin, Ireland, then you fly to Spain. Yeah. Then you could say I went to Ireland, right? I went to the airport.
Yeah, we love those bathroom shots. They really are good.
Whoa, what?
Gabe, you and I got to go on a bathroom tour.
No.
It sounds interesting.
Oh, good Lord.
Virtually.
He wanted Gabriel. I know Jay's got a hit on.
Jay, keep in touch with us and let us know about Sunday whenever you know.
All right.
And
Hey,
this is what I think about the topic tonight.
Fire.
Oh.
Go hate.
little James P. Madonna, a little William Kepley hot sauce packet rating.
Yes, William Kepley inspired.
He's on fire.
I have that chili.
You just had some chili. How was
Abe, all the haters out there in the world, what do you say about that beer again? What's your score to the haters?
It's 47 IBUs.
Okay, let me write it down.
What's your score? What's your score, man?
He gave it an 85.
85. Oh, that's right, it'd be. Well, that's decent enough, I guess.
He wanted
It's
me
a
to
high
read.
drinkability.
He wanted me to read some information about this beer that he sent me, which says that it's a 5 American hop variety beer. It says Hop Knot features 5 American hop varieties woven into the brewing process at 7 different intervals for bold hop flavor, intertwined with crisp, clean bitterness. It's only 6.7% what Gabe's drinking, and it's 47 IBUs, and they're using caramel 20L, special pale, and 2 row malts, and they're using Cascade, Glacier, Liberty, Magnum, and Simcoe hops. And
Sounds more like a pale ale than an IPA, but I'd still try it.
Won a gold in 2012 at the World Beer Cup, a bronze in 2006. 2006 and 2011, it's won bronze in the Great American Beer Festival, and it won a silver in the Great American Beer Festival. And if I'm reading this correctly, Four Peaks is recommending, I think that's Swiss cheese with that beer.
Oh, I love Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese.
All right, well, y'all have a good night.
Take care, Jay. Keep it tight.
We'll see you soon.
Looks like we had some pretty good beers. Nothing outstanding, but nice.
Yeah,
Tyler's was the best of the group.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right.
Anybody else?
98. Yeah, what am I thinking? A 98. That's about as good as it gets, right?
Anybody got a
Yeah,
final
it
thought?
was just kind of an oddball style, a little different.
But it was pretty good. Any final thoughts, Michael Kormoroff?
I thought it was excellent. I'm happy since I couldn't do it yesterday, we could do one today. It's always good to see the whole group and seeing Gabriel back in action. Hopefully he won't be such a stranger. Want him to come on more often.
I agree.
Any final thoughts, Gabriel?
Tyler, too. I haven't seen Tyler in a while either, so it's good seeing him.
Oh.
Good to see everybody.
Any final thoughts, Gabriel?
No, just
Okay, well,
beer.
okay, we're happy you liked your beer.
Any final thoughts, Jay? I know you've had a lot of thoughts, but any final concluding thoughts tonight?
Extra thoughts.
Extra thoughts, yeah.
Well, have I had too many thoughts?
You've had the Jay Terrio amount of thoughts, but do you have any extra thoughts, as Gabriel says?
No, I don't have any extra. I don't have any extra thoughts.
Extra thoughts. Featuring Jay Terrio. So, if not, maybe the group will figure out how Stout Sunday works, and I may have the possibility of doing Wednesday again next week. I will certainly let you all know the answer to that.
I'm going to be in Florida next week, so I won't be on for a couple of days.
Florida once again. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, my mom is still down there, so we have to keep visiting.
There's a good reason to go to Florida every now and then. All right. So on behalf of that crazy guy, Gabriel Saleh, and that crazy guy, Kormoroff, and Jay Terrio, and
Tyler Mancl.
I'm Thomas Metal 75. We were going to be joined by Friar Tuck. However, he cannot remember his Google password, so this is not happening. Maybe next time there, Friar Tuck. And yes, until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers.
Okay.
We'll see you soon.
Cheers, everybody.
Ding, 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 ding. All aboard. The beer train has stopped.